58 BCE had brought Caesar glory in Gaul, but by 50 BCE, Rome's Senate feared his fame more than any foreign foe. As winter lifted, envoys galloped across Italy. Caesar must disband his legions or face being declared an enemy of the state. South of the Rubicon, senators in marble halls whispered of arrest warrants. In Ravenna, Caesar gathered his officers by torchlight, eyes flashing beneath his laurel wreath. Then came his moment of destiny. On a cold January night in 49 BCE, Caesar led his legion across the Rubicon River.
The die is cast.
A crimson dawn rose as Roman citizens fled the city. Senators poured from Rome like startled birds, scattering to Pompey's camp in Greece. Caesar marched unopposed through the empty streets of the capital. In the Senate chamber, he read aloud his demands for peace, even as his enemies gathered fleets and armies across the Adriatic. Pompey, master of the East, assembles legions in Epirus. Cato the Younger, rigid and uncompromising, denounces Caesar's every move from exile. In Hispania, Caesar strikes first, racing west with a whirlwind campaign to destroy Pompey's loyal legions before they could unite. Rivers turn red as Roman fights Roman on Iberian fields. In 48 BCE, both titans cross the sea. Pompey's grand army and Caesar's veterans clash on the plains of Pharsalus. Dust and thunder roll as cavalry sweeps the flanks.
Spare your fellow Romans.
But his soldiers, hardened by a decade in Gaul, break Pompey's center with ruthless precision. Pompey flees to Egypt's golden sands, hoping for sanctuary, yet finds only betrayal. Caesar arrives days later, weeping at Pompey's embalmed head. Then, drawn into Cleopatra's court, he faces new intrigue as Alexandria burns with factional riots. Amid marble columns, Caesar and Cleopatra plan futures of empire. Together, they emerge triumphant, Caesar's legion storming the royal palace as enemy soldiers fall beneath red banners. Egypt secured, Caesar returns westward to stamp out the last Pompeian resistance, chasing scattered senators across Africa and Spain. The Senate doors creak open slowly as Caesar enters Rome victorious. Captured standards line the forum. Senators kneel or slink away. Caesar pardons many, but his concentration of power grows undeniable. A new title emerges on coins: Dictator Perpetuo. The final scenes show murmuring senators gathering secretly. Brutus and Cassius exchange worried glances. Shadows lengthen across the Curia. Civil war had given Caesar Rome. Peace would prove far more dangerous. March 44 BCE. Rome trembled beneath unseasonable storms as thunder cracked over the marble roofs. Citizens whispered of omens, of the gods' fury at a man who sought a crown. In Caesar's villa, Calpurnia awoke from night terrors. She saw blood in her dreams and pleaded with her husband not to leave their home. Outside, haruspices examined sacrificial animals by torchlight, the entrails twisted in unnatural shapes. Danger, they said. The gods are displeased. But Caesar scoffed at portents, dismissing soothsayers with a wave of his hand. Meanwhile, conspirators gathered in shadowed porticos and smoky taverns. Brutus, Cassius, Decimus, and more. 60 men of Rome's elite, united by fear and envy. They whispered of tyranny, of the death of the Republic, of freedom that must be bought with blood. Dawn broke over the Tiber. Caesar dressed in pure white toga, a purple sash, and laurel crown. As he stepped into the morning light, his guards formed ranks, but shadows moved among the city's columns, senators hiding blades in their robes. In the Curia Pompeia, senators arrived early, masks of calm hiding hearts of conspiracy. Statues of Rome's founders loomed over the chamber. Caesar walked the forum, crowds parting before him like waves. Some knelt in reverence, others fled to alleys, unwilling to watch what they feared would come. Inside the Senate, Silence thickens like fog. Senators circle Caesar as he takes his golden chair. Suddenly, Tullius Cimber grabs Caesar's toga, pulling it down from his neck. Casca strikes first, his blade grazing Caesar's chest. Chaos explodes. Daggers flash from every side. Caesar twists, trying to rise. Blows rain down. Blood splashes white marble. Senators cry out. Some strike wildly. Others step back in horror. Brutus steps forward. Their eyes meet. The knife plunges. Caesar gasps. Et tu, brute. His expression shifts from disbelief to resignation. 33 wounds fall Rome's greatest man. He collapses at the base of Pompey's statue, his lifeblood pooling across ancient tiles. Outside, Rome erupts. Citizens scream in panic. Rumors spread faster than footsteps. Caesar is dead. The Republic is saved. The gods will punish us. Brutus and Cassius emerge to proclaim liberty. Yet crowds recoil in horror, fearing vengeance. Senators argue among themselves. Some call for calm, others for civil war. Mark Antony, learning of the murder, raises his voice in the forum, vowing justice. The city stands on a knife's edge. Civil war looms again. Civil war had given Caesar Rome. Peace would prove far more dangerous.